Now, I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking, maybe my expectations were way too high, maybe they were unreasonable, but I left the episode feeling disappointed. Hello, my name is Joseph and welcome to the Chill Out Zone, and today we are going to be talking about The Punisher One Last Kill. Now, there will be spoilers, however, this isn't going to be a review, this is just going to be me talking about my thoughts concerning the special presentation. When I heard that The Punisher was getting its very own special presentation, I was actually very excited. All over the internet, it was being described as this movie that was going to go over what The Punisher was doing during the second season of Daredevil. Not only that, but it had the potential to tie into the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. So yeah, it's safe to say that my expectations for the special presentation was very high. I love The Punisher. Jon Bernthal was literally born to play this role. So the fact that I was going to get more content on The Punisher, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. And so the day finally came when The Punisher One Last Kill came out, and I was so excited, especially considering the amazing finale that Daredevil Season 2 had. I mean, that last episode was amazing, and so I was hoping that the Punisher special presentation was gonna keep up on this momentum, that everything was gonna tie into the next phase of Marvel and even the potential Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. And then I clicked on it and I saw 51 or 52 minutes and I was like, what? But then again, it's a special presentation. I knew that it was not going to be some 2 hour plus movie, but I feel like it could have at least been 1 hour, maybe 1 hour 10, 20, but no, it was 51 minutes. Then I thought to myself, the Werewolf by Night presentation was also around 50 minutes, so I guess this is in the same ballpark. And not only that, but it's The Punisher. Like, I'm not going to complain about more content from The Punisher. And then I watch it, and then the first 5, 10, 50 minutes go on, and we're still covering The Punisher's mental health. Like, we've seen this so many times before, so covering it for this long, especially in an episode that is 50 minutes, I feel like it was way too long. Like, we didn't need that much amount of time covering his mental health, especially if it's something that we've seen before. And mind you, it wasn't like we were exploring a new avenue of the Punisher's mental health. It was literally the same thing. We've seen this before. If you're going to rationalize spending that amount of time, at least give us a new viewpoint of his mental health. Now, let me just say this. I am by no means hating on this episode. I am not saying that it was bad. However, it was a bit underwhelming. Now, one thing I did like about this episode was Marnucci and her monologue talking about what happened to her family. I really like the slow reveal of us finding out that it was the Punisher that was the bad guy in this situation. Now, it's not an original thing, but the idea of the main character being the bad guy in somebody else's story, I feel like was done really well in just this one scene. But you're telling me that the Punisher killed every single person in a mob family other than one, and he thought that everything was going to be okay? Like, come on now. Now, again, maybe she had nothing to do with all of the crimes, so maybe that's the reason why he decided to leave her, but like, surely there's no world in which he thought that that was going to be okay for him. Like, surely he must have known that at some point it was going to catch up to him. And then going on a step further, when Marnucci actually confronts him, like, let's be real, she had him dead to rights. Like, she literally could have killed him right then and there. Like, she could have said her monologue and said that, do you know what, I want you to know that it was me, and I want you to know that, you know, you did this to my family, and so I'm going to get my revenge. She could have said all of that and then ended him right there and then, but she decided to give this monologue and then tell him her plans, that at this time, you know, I'm going to send all my assassins to come and get you. Like, she literally told him everything. She basically gave him enough time for him to prepare or for him to run away. Like, that is just not a smart decision at all. The whole trope of the evil villain explaining the evil plan in some elaborate monologue, in this case, just didn't make sense. Like, she literally had him dead to rights. he was her one last kill. And so the fact that she didn't take the opportunity, that she told him his plan and she left him, bearing in mind, she literally caught him off guard. It wasn't like he had weapons. It wasn't like he was well hidden or anything. She caught him off guard and she decided to explain her plans and then leave. Like, come on now. And then to top it off, but the assassins that she hired, they weren't even skilled. Like, at this point, she absolutely knew who the Punisher was, and I'm sure she had some sort of idea of his skill level. But hiring these random common thugs to try and kill him was never going to work. Yes, it was written by Jon Bernthal, and we know that he doesn't have that much experience in being a writer, but I still feel like the plot and the decisions that the character made was kind of weak. And once again, I'm not hating on it, I'm not saying it was terrible, but I just wish that the motivations and the decisions that the character made a bit more sense. Like, surely I'm not the only one who thought, like, she literally had him and she just completely wasted her opportunity. Now, from that point onwards, I was impressed by all of the actions and the practical effects. Like, it definitely felt like the Punisher that we all knew and loved. However, I was then disappointed again by the fact that it didn't really relate to Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. Like, everything aside, if everything happened so that there was some sort of cameo, I mean, I wasn't expecting Tom Holland to be in a movie, but at least some sort of direction to the Spider-Man movie would have been nice, but that doesn't happen. Marnucci literally drives in a car and goes away. Like, I'm a fan for the self-contained movies, but I just felt like it would have been so much better if this was a step towards Spider-Man: A Brand New Day. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking, maybe my expectations were way too high, maybe they were unreasonable, but I left the episode feeling disappointed. Like, it was fine, it was okay. Like I said, it wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible, it was just fine. And I don't know, I just wish there would have been a bit more. But anyway, that's all for today. Let me know what you think of the Punisher: One Last Kill. Also, make sure you check out some of my other videos. Make sure you like, comment and follow as well. Peace out.